Welcome back, everybody, to the Great Horned Rat. I am your dungeon master, your game master, your player, your storyteller. My name is Nors, and I am playing Tales of the Valiant solo. This is just me talking to myself. So if you're new here, welcome. And I'm glad you're here. This is episode 4 of my campaign, The Great Horned Rat, about a little ratkin soldier named Quillie. Quillie Furco is his name. It was a randomly generated name. I did not make that name up. Furco sounds like a joke. And today we're picking up where we left off. So last time was a really, really difficult session. Sorry, I'm cleaning my cat's eyes. I can't help it. He needs his eyes cleaned. Sometimes he gets the eye boogers. So yeah, last time I had a really hard session. It was a very difficult and confusing session. I just didn't use the tools very well for solo play. I was very confused about how to sort of guide the session due to, well, just my unfamiliarity. Yeah. With Mythic GM emulator, which is here. I was just having a really hard time figuring out how to make it work correctly. But I'm here, I'm back, because every single time I play, I learn something new, and that's fun. If you're interested, moving forward, just a quick plug, if you follow some of my other things and my other adventures, I play a lot of the One Ring. I'm actually starting a duet with Tales of the Valiant, or Level Up Advanced 5th Edition. I'm not sure what exactly. We probably will mix and match the rule set some with a friend. One of my friend, his name is Matt, and we're going to be getting together tomorrow to talk about this duet. I think I'm going to be the GM, he's going to be the player, and then we'll have a sidekick. We're probably going to do Tales of the Valiant or Level Up, something 5e, but we might end up doing something different. We might do one of my games that is up here, like the One Ring or OSE or something like that. But we're going to start a duet campaign that we're going to post as a podcast or some such, and really looking forward to that. I've been listening to a lot of Sly Flourish's ideas about duets, and it sounds like that's something that Wizard of the Coast is actually sort of pushing in that new Dragon Delving book that's coming out. A few of the adventures there are actually built for single player, so one GM and one player. And I think it is a interesting take. It's obviously way easier to schedule, and you can really tailor a story to that one character, which is a lot of fun. So we're going to talk about it, maybe make the character tomorrow evening. I'm going to record it all, and I'll let you know more about that as it comes around. So without further ado, I forgot. I need no, not that, not my C drive. This, where am I going to put this now? Shoot, I need this little notepad. Actually, I could just put it like that. It makes my screen look so busy, but such is the life of a solo GM, solo RPG player. That's fine. I'll just put it right there. It's easy to remember where it is. So last time, Quillie found himself outside the walls of the place where we're starting. Oh my gosh, I'm such an idiot. Which is here in the city of Kane. Now, it's an arid place. It's known for gold mining, which they use to pay tribute to some other people. I'm not exactly sure on the history, and neither, I dare say, is Quillie Furco. I think he is isolated and sort of in his own little world. He is part of clan Eastwind, which is the rat clan or rat folk clan of this Cain itself, and he was driven from his home by a very evil druid. Very evil. Actually, probably not evil. Probably just a druid who is worried that Quillie is an anointed follower of the Great Horned Rat. And so this druid was probably just trying to stop the summoning that Quillie's clan was trying to do. So actually, the druid's probably the good guy. Quillie is maybe more of the bad guy. But Quillie thinks he's the good guy, as so many bad guys do. But that's not important. What's important is that he was driven away outside the city into the plains, and I imagined Cain as a city center with a wall around it, and the outside, there's lots of trading going on. This is a rich city and known for gold mining, so there would naturally be traders and merchants that come to town to trade goods for gold. That seems like a very obvious thing. And Quillie, having gotten out of the city, is now trying to figure out how to get back in. He met someone, and that person's name was Sybil Taylor. She's a plant merchant. Secret to kill someone, we don't know who. Notable feature, uncontrollably taps their foot. Profession, gardener, very chatty. Wants to settle a score. Obviously, make a revenge thing. Can't rest until they avenge the death of a loved one. Sybil asks Quillie, and this is where we left off, is that the way that it works is that people have basically tickets to get into the city of Cain. Like, you can't enter as a merchant unless there's a ticket. There's a certain number of slots for merchants at market in the city of Cain, and you have to have a ticket to be part of that. And so naturally, she's like, hey, I want to get in, you want to get in, you find me a ticket, and I'll smuggle you in with my cart, because I need to get in to sell some plants. Easy enough, right? So, Quillie's next adventure or scene, so this is Mythic GM Emulator, 2nd edition, and the way that it works is that you first imagine a scene. It's very procedural in a lot of ways, but I think there's a lot of interesting ways that it works. But the first thing to say is, what do I think is going to happen in this scene? I think Quillie is going to go out into this camp. It's the same day as he was driven away by the druid. He's going to go out into this camp, and the rain has stopped. The druid summoned this big storm that chased him away, right? And he's going to go out into this camp full of merchants, and he's going to try to go steal somebody's ticket to entry. That seems pretty obvious. So, with this system, you always have to keep track of the chaos factor. And I believe, let's see here, journal, nope, log, yep. My chaos factor, oh, I gave up on using this, I think I have it in lists. Chaos factor is 5. Yeah, okay. So, if I roll over chaos factor, I roll the expected scene. If I roll under the chaos factor, I alter the scene. 1, 3, 5, 7, and 9 being altered and or interrupted. So far, I think I've done mostly interrupted scenes, but let's just see. So his next thing is to go out and rob somebody and be very sneaky about it, which could lead to a lot of trouble, right? If he messes up and he gets caught, right, it's going to be a roll and things like that, or at least a couple rolls perhaps. Who knows? Let's see here. I wonder if I could search from web. If I went merchant camp map. Let's see what happens. Hey, there's some nice ones here. Yeah. So outside of the town. Funny, I've seen this map before. I need like a pretty large one. I thought I saw one earlier that I thought looked pretty good. Like this or this even. It's just still pretty small, but well, it's more interpretive. I mean, there's a little bit of greenery that's a little, maybe not. I want map, merchant camp, desert. Let's see what happens if I put in desert. Oh, how interesting. Oh, this is like perfect. Oh my goodness. We're going to use this. Okay. Okay. Wow, this is a large map. That looks pretty bad if I zoom in that much. If you're curious, the tabletop I'm using is called Shard. And Shard is by far, in my opinion, which is a very humble one, clear all fog. There we go. Oh, this is a pretty serious camp. Not what I was really expecting with those ballistas, but that's fine. It still serves. And I think the merchant camp, maybe these actually are, these ballistas are actually the city guard. They keep an eye on everything, right? And so let's toss Quillie onto this map. Add to map. There we go. There he is. All right. We'll say that he ran and he hid in one of these. This tent right here. That's Sybil's tent. All right. I know that it's a pretty small map. It's not the best. That's okay. Yeah. That's. Oh wait. Did I just? I think I just killed him on accident. Okay. He's got like a thing on him. Hang on. Okay, I had accidentally put him at 0 HP. Not sure how that happened. We'll go back to the map. Yeah, there's Quillie. That's a pretty low quality map, but that's okay. And okay, so we know that he's going to go out. He's going to rob somebody for their ticket somehow. So the question is this an expected scene? Does this scene go the way I think? So you roll a d10. So we're going to do that here. Let's see. That's over. Roll over, chaos factor, expected scene. Okay, so Quillie, oh yeah, I remember I thought at one point he hears, and Sybil hears the big druid go by. The druid was a bear folk druid. And so they wait for him to leave. And people, I think, are getting out of the way and things like that. And then Quillie goes, the next expected, altered scene strategies. Okay. Quillie goes out and begins scoping out someone easy to steal from. Okay? So that is a roll for Quillie. So for Quillie, he needs creature. There we go. To make a I think this would be an insight check, not perception. Not that it matters. They're both bad. I think I rolled my stats and I have a lot of zeros in terms of my intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. So we'll do insight, and we're gonna place it at, if 10 is average, I'm gonna say to succeed, to find someone who's like believably distracted, I just need a 10. But if I can reach 15 or like say 13 to 15, those two marks, I'd say maybe he sees someone that's really not paying attention. Well, that's a 10 on the dot. Okay, so it's not going to be a terrible sleight of hand or stealth. I think I need to do sleight of hand check. Now he has his hood up and his tail is tucked into his cloak. He doesn't want to be seen, right? He's trying to be stealthy. And so the reason he wants to get back into the city after being chased out is he's worried. He's worried that this druid and the raven folk that chased him from the city are going to hurt his clan. He's worried about his family. That's what's up. And so he's going to go, and I think he keeps his hands very close and tucked, and he's just going to go and observe for a while. I think he spends a good hour or so watching people, and he finds the easiest mark he can. So I think part of this is sort of like fate, meaning adjustment table, increase in activity, add a character, all those things. I'm curious if there's like a NPC behavior. I know that there's a collected tables. Here's like a fate thing. Fate question answer? Oh, right. Okay. I'm gonna use this fate, the question answer. Oh, modifier. Oh. Wait, what's that? Fate check modifier, odds, roll modifier, none. Okay. We're just going to use this. Oh, we could also use this. No, I like this. Okay. So we're on this one because the chaos factor is 5. And we're going to say with spending a whole hour watching people, does Quillie see someone who he can pickpocket a ticket from for a DC of 5? And I'm going to say this is very unlikely. It's very unlikely. It's not impossible. It's not nearly impossible. It's very unlikely. So I need a 25 or lower on this roll of a D100. 25 or lower. Oh my god. I rolled a 1. Oh man. So not only does he see someone he can pickpocket for a DC of 5 or lower, this is not only a yes, it's a 3. So on this table, I know this is small, but on this table, if you roll under the big number, it means yes. If you roll under the small number, or at the small number or below, the answer is yes, confirming your expectation, or the answer is yes, confirming your expectation and beyond, which is like crazy. So not only is he going to be able to try to rob this. All right. Wow. That is mad. I am like genuinely shocked. This person must be a fucking idiot. Or maybe he's so sneaky he waits for there to be an argument. He waits for there to be a disagreement between two people, and that's when he makes his move. The question is, what type of people are they? Okay, so my question was, what type of people are these? Quillie, I'm just going to take some notes real quick. Quillie waits for there to be an argument or fight. I think that's it. That's the big thing. It's a fight. It's just a fight. A fight, and then makes his move. What kind of people are fighting? So the most common people in this city are Dragonborn and humans. And so I think the question would be, is this between humans? So I'm going to say that's very likely. They're the most common type of person. So 75 or lower, it's between humans, or at least one of the sides a human. 75 or lower. Okay, so yes, they are. Okay. And then is at least one of these is the other side of this scuffle Dragonborn? And I'll say this is likely, so 65 or lower. No, they're not. Okay? So then it's up to me to decide. It's between humans and who? Who? What would make the most sense? What would be the coolest? Oh! I already know. Ooh, that is dangerous. Very dangerous, but a great story. So, I already know who it is. It's between some human traders. This fight is between human traders and the beast folk. Beast folk Bearkin and his Ravenkin helpers. Yeah. And that is pretty legit. Like, that works really well. It makes it very risky. But I imagine that, the Bearkin and his Ravenkin friends are searching for Quillie. And they come across someone who takes offense to that. He goes, who are you to be asking to search my caravan, right? Like, that makes perfect sense. Like, get the fuck out of here. You can't just come in here and tell me that I need to show you my caravan. That's just not the way it works. Like, are you you're not the guards. And once this happens, Quillie makes his move. There's like a scuffle, maybe like a bit of fight breaks out. Somebody, maybe one of the guards, like one of the caravan guards who has been hired help, gets sort of knocked over, and Quillie makes his move to nip in to the tent of this merchant and search for the thing. So, I said it was going to be a DC 5, right? I don't think that's necessarily still true. But I do think, given the commotion, a DC 5 stealth check to get inside the tent is still warranted. So I automatically succeed because I have a +5 of stealth. But let's see if I get like a nat 20 or something. That's an 8 or 13 actually. So I definitely succeed. I'm able to nip into this tent, and Quillie then has to be quick in rummaging through everything. And I think because it was this extreme success, that investigation check is a 5-up, right? Maybe he's rushed. Oh my god, I got another 1. Oh dear. Oh dear. So I get a luck point for that at least, but that's not going to help me. That's quite a problem. Oh dear. I feel like the ticket is right there, but what happens is something happens. He's not able to find it. Something interrupts him. There's no doubt about that. And it's not good. It's really, really not good. So, what happens then? This is bad. Because he rolls this 1, and then he has to... like, part of me thinks there's this commotion, he dives through this tent, maybe like gets underneath like the flap, and it's almost like a yurt, and he comes up on the inside, and he's rummaging through things. And as this is happening, there's a fight going on between the bearkin and the ravenkin and some of the hired mercenary guards for the caravan, and somebody tumbles into the tent and and pushes over like a lamp that was in the tent, and the oil, the lantern, or like the kerosene lantern, like spills, and fire just goes all over the starts burning the desk or something like that. And Quillie squeaks and has to run for it. He's got to get out of there as quickly as possible. And I think that's maybe like a... Because, I think they noticed that this is burning pretty quick. So someone's in the thing, sort of like wrapped up in the yurt flaps, and Quillie dives for the back side of it to try to get underneath it. Fire is rising up the side of the tent. People are screaming because the fire cuts through this tent material super fast. A fire is started in the tent in which Quillie is trying to find a entry ticket for Sybil. Is he noticed as he tries to escape? I think that's like no, it's not even a stealth roll. It's more like, how fast can he get out of here, Which I'm going to say is athletics. I wish it was more of like a, I don't know, if there was a move skill or something like that, of like how quickly can he do something. Oh, excuse me. I guess that's athletics, really. So let's do that. We'll say it's a DC to get out of here as fast as possible before people really realize he was there. I think people are more worried about the fight and the fire, so DC 10. Pretty simple. I got a 10. Oh man, that was close though. Okay. So he is able to escape the tent. He worms his way out through the other side, and tries to like put up his hood and get all situated so that his tail isn't showing, and he tries to blend in with everybody else who is like running and trying to put out the fire. The fight is forgotten within seconds, because if the fire spreads, then the whole camp could go down. And I think in this, I imagine someone goes, "Oh no, not my cabbages! My cabbages were in that tent." If anyone's an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan, you're welcome. But I think the merchant is frustrated because all of his things are getting obviously frustrated, just absolutely incensed. He asks, the Bearkin if he's going to be compensated for this. The Bearkin doesn't give a shit, and question is while this is going on, can Quillie identify someone who would be a good target again. So I'm going to say that this is... Yeah, I think it's a likely. So I'm just going to actually roll on the fate chart to see if there's someone... Is there someone who is being a bit blasé about having a ticket? I'm going to say it's a 50-50. That's 65. So it's a no. No. No one's being blasé about it. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. So then the question becomes, how the heck is Quillie going to get a ticket? How much money does Quillie have? I think that's a thing. He does have some money. Not much, though. 10 gold pieces? He'd spend his last 10 gold pieces on something important like that. Yep. Just, okay. I think this is sort of like the end of a scene type of thing. So this is the first time I've had more than one scene in a session. I think this is like sort of back to the idea of going, what do I expect will happen next? Because I guess I'm supposed to do like an end of scene bookkeeping part. Okay, so the bookkeeping, it's your call when to end a scene as discussed in the scene structure. But usually a scene ends when the primary action in that scene wraps up. Before you move on to the next scene, you have a few bookkeeping tasks to do. So I would say that Quillie is trying to, he disengages from the situation. He's like, it's too dangerous. It's not worth trying to steal from people when this is going on. It's too dangerous. So, especially with the... Excuse me. Especially with the bearkin still there. The end of the scene, okay, is the time to add threads and characters to your lists if they were active in the scene. Think about the scene that just played out and add any threads or NPCs that seem important to the adventure. Yeah, I think this human character, right? This human character seems like a pretty important person, this merchant. And perhaps someone who would empathize with Quillie if you wanted to approach him later. And so to that end, let's make this character. So he needs a name. We'll say masculine or feminine, 50-50. Or should I say masculine or feminine? We'll say masculine is 1 through 40, feminine is 41 through 80, and then there's 20% chance to be non-binary or whatever. Yeah, that's a 22. So masculine it is. Merchant. I'm getting a headache and I have a sore throat. I might be getting sick. Dang it. Merchant who fought with bearkin. Druid? Male, human, merchant. His name is... Let's go find out. What's his name? Here's the name generator. Okay. 60. Okay. 60. Wait, is that masculine or feminine? Masculine, yeah. Kaita? Kita? Kaita? Name. Kaita, and we need a last name, or surname. Oh, 9. Chevalier. That's cool. Chevalier. Nice. Okay. Good. Close that. Appearance. Wait, what is this? Notable features. Oh, cool. Okay. 8 is covered in dirt, grease, and soot. Well, I suppose after this, he would be. Distinctive feature. I'm just going to say rather grubby. Lives on the road. No, it doesn't have a home. His caravan is his home. I think that's more accurate. So that's cool. All right. Statistics, don't care. NPC statistics in the Monster Vault. Yeah, I don't mind that. Profession, I already know merchant, right? I don't really think artist, performer, blah blah blah. I'm not gonna use that. Because I already know it's a merchant. Personality traits. Let's take a look there. 20. Stutters when nervous. Ooh. Personality. I don't really think of that as a personality trait. Stutters when nervous. Just because, oh yeah, and then bond. 2. Can't rest until they avenge. Oh, interesting. This is the same thing. Can't rest until they avenge the death of a loved one. I like this. It's weird to have 2 NPCs with the same like traits or the same like bond like that, but it also is interesting. It also like creates some like almost like the double up makes it more interesting, because it's like, why would there be all these people in the same place after doing something like this, right? And that's cool. That's fine. I like it. Bonds, quest giver. What kind of, what quest do they have? Number 2 again. Though not exactly malevolent, they are very driven by personal gain. Presents quests couched as dutiful service to the crown, but that are also self-serving. That sounds like a merchant if I've heard one. Okay, we'll take this and just toss it into there. I like that. That's funny. Ambitious noble. Ambitious. Maybe not noble, but ambitious. Entrepreneur. I don't know how to spell that. Ambitious businessman. There we go. Yeah, I think that's good. Oh, I closed it. Whoops. Okay. I gotta open that back up. Let's scroll down again. Bonds, quest giver. Fantasy names had that. Flaws. Wants? Ooh. Here's the want. Oh. 20. Wait, where's the wants? Roll a 20 and consult the wants table for some quick. Wait, where's want? This is the only one that's not. Oh, no. No. Cancel that. I do not see a wants table. Notable features. Professions. Flaws. Wants. Here we go. So I rolled the 20. Ooh, uncover a lost treasure. Yeah. Uncover a lost treasure. Cool. Can't sit to personality traits. Already did that. Bonds, factions. Okay, cool. That's good. So that is a interesting character, not gonna lie. So I need to add this. So if I go to log and go to my Great Horned Rat lists and things, I need to add it to my lists. So I think this is a pretty important person, actually, or it could stand to be. I'm just gonna go like this. There we go. Now I have a new person in my. Oh. I should have taken this. Yeah. Going like that. Put this in this next one. There we go. That's better. Keeps them separate. Yeah, perfect. New NPC. I should do that same here. New NPC. All right, that's cool. All right, cool. Threads are goals that your player character is pursuing. You can okay. So adding threads like characters, character list. So I did that. What about the quests? Nope, still the same. I would say. Wait, what's his name? Kyra? Kita. Kita may be someone Quillie can ask for help due to the mutual anger at the Bearkin Druid. That actually might be quite handy, yeah. Okay, so here's the... I just got rid of that somehow. There we go. So here's the... Add elements, add new recurring threads and NPCs, remove from list. Charles Rebuke, that's the wizard. Charles Rebuke. I don't think... This should be called Kane. Not K, but... Rodrock. I don't think I need to remove threads and NPCs that are no longer. Adjust the chaos factor. Did the player control the scene? No, he didn't. That one really ruined it. Not gonna lie at all. So we'll put the chaos factor up to 6. Chaos factor is at 6. And yeah, that was bad. Not great. And then we'd start a new scene. But to tell you the truth, I've been playing for about an hour, my time, but I pause sometimes to think and look things up. So this is a 40-something minute video, 45-minute video almost. So I think this is where I'm gonna leave it. I know it's not as long as my other ones, but it feels like the scene went really smoothly. I was able to use the Mythic emulator a lot better than I have in the past. I'm gonna say Quillie is like over here. That's a good spot for it. This is the one that caught on fire. Maybe I could like take some red and just put fire around it. Yeah, so that makes sense. And then maybe maybe some yellow or an orange too. If I go like this, there's fire everywhere. This makes me feel like I'm actually at the table. like just the scribbles. There we go. That looks like fire, right? Look at that. Oh no, that's not so good. Here we go. Wait, what? Oh, there. Yeah, look at that fire. Okay, good, great. So yeah, until next time. I think this is a good session. It's quick, it's good. Things happened. Not that I was expecting. I was really disappointed. I thought I was going to be able to grab that ticket once I rolled that under 5, check to find someone who might have a ticket that I could rob. And Quillie just couldn't pull it out of the hat. That nat 1 really shit the bed. So, anyways, thanks for watching. My name's Nors. I'll be back with more videos soon. Keep an eye peeled for Tales of the Valiant duet or some other game, some other actual play thing with my friend Matt. Should be a lot of fun. Take a look. You can always watch more of my stuff. Also play a lot of the One Ring solo, which is a lot of fun. I've been doing some prep videos for my Eberron campaign. Those are pretty dull. Unless you're trying to get tips or just want to see someone and how they plan their D&D campaign and their sessions, I don't know if there's a lot of utility in that. If you want to support my content and my channel, just like and subscribe. Just get more views on here, and you can check me out on Coffee. And let's see here. I do have a supplement out on Drive-Thru RPG called Dangerous Journeys. It's a sort of an adventure or journey mechanic for Tales of the Valiant and the other 5e systems that is based very closely on the One Ring journey mechanics, which I find to be just the best. They're just the best mechanics for journeys. They're really, really fun, and it introduces a few new rules and things like that. All that stuff down in the show notes. I'm going to link to Shard, to Mythic GM Emulator, to Kobold Press, and Tales of the Valiant. And yeah, until next time, we will seek the Great Horned Rat again at a later date. See ya, everybody.